Hey guys, welcome to the Ghost of Rust channel. So this video we're going to be talking about our equipment, also our everyday carry stuff that we use when we go on missions, recons, and the like. So the first thing of course you'll see on our blue field right there, which is kind of like our battle map area, is of course the face mask that you've seen us in videos. On the right there is Bravo's, on the left is mine. So we're going to go in a little bit of a roundtable fashion again of the gear and kind of the EDC stuff that we have on our persons when we're out in the field. So to start, Bravo, if you will, we'll remove the mask here. So Bravo's going to get into some of the comments he's been getting and some questions regarding some of our equipment. So I'm going to hand it off to him and let him start.
Well, there's a lot of comments what we get over, comments where we've actually private. Reason why we control it, so we don't get stupid ones. And one stupid one what we've always gotten, how you got all these drone footages when you don't have a drone? Looks like a working drone to me.
As you can see there, it's definitely lit up. It's on, and we're about to take things out in the base now because it's about to go airborne all of a sudden.
I saw that. It did turn on.
Almost took off the go through the roof of the base there.
So we're gonna cut. We got this also, where we put just like one of these on there with some others, where we can move around and do it like this, 360, move our hands around, whatever kind of motion. You'll see me actually use this device during Joe's on my adventure. Next we'll go with is we got a bunch of battery packs. These are for all of us. These are, I mean, we're especially getting a lot more of these pretty soon. But I'm gonna bring them up here, and what we're gonna do is put it down like that. We call it a trigger, kind of like our little trigger gun. Or we could do this and lay it down. This can move however your heart desires.
So Bravo, in what you've used thus far in the field, how would you say you rate the trigger holder versus the contraption holder? Seeing as you've done a couple things in the field already, which are you more comfortable with when it comes to shooting your film?
I love using this one the most, but I do what I would like to call a special gadget. And what I do is kind of do Lego little tricks. I like to take it off like this, fully off the thing, and then I add it on something like maybe this one or maybe even this one. And what I'll do is I'll basically put these together, and basically when I put them together, I can put a whole full contraption together where, like, say for example, like the farm where you did that like 360 motion. I use this little gimbal. To do that. And when I did that, I did this. Closed up this, hold the trigger, and did a 360 motion with this. But when I had it all together, I was able to move my hand like that.
Nothing more than just a basic, I believe it's a Joby brand. It's a Gorilla Pod or a spider leg pod. I think they're known by a couple names. Made to hand. You can put them on iron bars or whatever to get your camera and your video camcorder. Some really cool angles, make the camera or whatever hang upside down, hang sideways. Kind of helps out in certain situations with maybe putting your arm through something or just getting a particular view. Again, you could even close this up, and this actually makes something somewhat of a blog. Like a vlogging handle like that. As you see, it has a couple of knobs on it too to do a full 360 on the neck there. So,
move. When you have a screw in, you're able to move this around to 360 motion all the way around. So if you have it actually on, let's just say this device, you can put it on here like this, tighten it all down, then you're able to move that camera however you please. Now, get this, guys. If I took this off, and I took that off, and I took that elbow piece and put it right back on here, you got another contraption. We like to play Legos in our battlefield. So when we're out there, we're trying to figure out what can be the best thing to make a cool footage. Let's go with extra stuff. Now, I want to put this in the field. What this is a lot of people probably already know what this is. This is a clip for a phone. Now, there's one thing in the wing. This phone was with Zumba Fun Center and a bunch of others. If you move this dial, you can move around. It's got triggers. It's got all the good stuff. There's so much features to this little wing, what you can do, what I would love to go through, but it would take too long to do. So, anyway, guys, when I need a backup, I use it like that and put it on any of these devices, and I'm able to go on the field like that, pretty much.
So while we're on the topic of backups, before we of course get to the primary equipment, you've already kind of segued into it. So why don't we start with the first backup, since you are mostly the cameraman. Why don't we start out with your backup camera right there?
Desperado. We call this our Desperado camera. It's got a little hood, it's got all your features to it. You got the little angle to it. This is a cheap camera. I bought it off of Amazon. But the one thing is, this camera is definitely will take you in a punch when you really need a camera.
And then probably the last piece of equipment here for a backup is, we'll put into view now, this is a Canon Powershot Sx 530.
You want to turn it on?
There, the lens extends and it's ready to go. As you can see down here, probably not the best to see because I've got all the white light in front of me here, but this is the backup camera that I do use. It does shoot in full HD. Unfortunately, it's only 30 frames a second, so even though I mostly take the pictures for the Duo, if it came to a pinch and we really needed more footage, it would be grainy, but we can use this as a backup, again, in a pinch. Mostly for a backup. These are mostly yours, Bravo, if I recall.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
I got a dimmer in the back. It brings it up higher, lower. It's one of those cool lights. Then I got this one's right here. They all do work. They all do have power. Boom. I would turn that one on, but it takes too long. Then I got these covers. Got two of those, but I just got one right now, and there's two blue ones.
So that one on your far end over there and the one in the middle of the field there, would those be more so for your camera attachment than anything?
Yeah, most of these will. This one would be more like if we're in the field and we're doing like kind of a walk scene in or something, because these actually, in the back of it actually has a magnet. So this would be like unattached of a building or something. If we were walking or something, need a little light or something, you're able to magnetize it to any type of metal.
Perfect. And it's a good segue again, Bravo, is when we talk about lights, walking in and going into safety. So why don't we go ahead and hit that subject next here. We'll move that off. Oh, thank you. So basic pair of gloves here.
I have no idea where mine went.
No worries. They're all for show and tell here. So basic things that you could grab at your local hardware store. Just enough with some padding on it. Again, for grabbing onto concrete walls. Again, just placing your hands where you may get cut, even though there may not be broken glass. You just never know. Reach into a certain area, what exactly you're sticking your hand into. Definitely helps with thorny bushes, higher grass moving through, stuff like that. So that would probably be the first set of safety equipment or things we do take. Now those also go along with the masks you saw in the beginning. Now basic masks like that are of course for just not even the best for dust particles, but if you really had nothing, bandanas or the said masks you saw would suffice. There are things in our equipment, yes, that we do carry that would be for more particulates. Particulates, excuse me. Dust.
We do have bandanas too for dust also.
Right. But the big ones for particulates of dust, like you would be like in a building or such like that. So that brings us to the next part of also communications. So I kind of take over as the communications leader, communications expert. So what you're seeing here is two different types of radios. On the left there with the little yellow facings on them is something that Bravo and I use. When it comes to being on the field, they're just almost your basic walkie-talkies that you can use. But it's enough since we're always in close proximity thus far for everything that we've done. We've been in a close enough proximity that we can use such radios as that. The two you see on the right are actually more advanced radios. They can pick up different frequencies and such. They can actually pick up frequencies that sometimes you can pick up with like a scanner, which would be maybe your sometimes local police or local EMS. There are things like that. So they're definitely a higher tech, a little more technologically advanced than just the simple radio packs on your left. So that's basically it for communications. Again, we've only had to use the smaller ones for close range thus far. One day we probably will get to a point where we will be using the more advanced walkies.
There is a video coming up soon. I don't know when. I guess we're going to be posting this pretty soon. So there's a video coming up in the next couple months. I'd say, say 2 or 3 months. 2 to 3 months.
It's within 2, I think. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, 2 to 3. What it is the rice field. We actually use those because I actually went in to videotape. The reason why I went in there instead of him is because we needed one person because how bad and rusted and how, I guess you'd say, decay of it, that we thought to be safety to keep one guy out and watch the lookout and be careful to make sure everything was okay while one person was going in.
True. And now I think probably one of the cherry on top with the icing here would be the main equipment that both Bravo and I use in the field now. And those would be the actual cameras themselves that shoot video and the portraits or any other photography that you see. So starting out with Bravo's over there on the right-hand side, you'll see that is a Canon. That is a Canon EOS M50. It is a mirrorless camera. It shoots great video, shoots awesomely beautiful pictures as well. Both of these cameras, actually, as you're looking at them, are equipped with boot seats on the top for our mics and lights and such like that. The one on the left is mine. It is a Lumix Panasonic G7. I have been able to play around with it in the field, not as much as Bravo has been able to play with his. So something in the Ford videos from here on out, you'll be seeing more photos come from that Panasonic on your left, and I'm really excited to start using that. But I believe we have pretty much gone over the everyday carry that Bravo and I use when it comes to missions in the field. Whether it is a true Urbex mission or it's a simple stop and you get an all-video recon. You're basically looking at the tools of the trade right now. The audience, the subscribers, everyone dropping in. If you have any questions about any of the gear we have, we invite you really to comment down below. Again, all comments are welcome. We look over everything. We try to answer everybody as best as we can. Again, we know the channel is still growing, but we do greatly appreciate everyone's interest, everyone's support, and appreciation for the channel, guys. So I think with that, we're going to wrap it up. This is Alpha from Ghosts of Rust. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned to the channel.
Bravo out.